Good evening. I'm John Boss, and welcome to DV Real News TV. Our top story tonight. Tension erupted in the Nigerian Senate this week as lawmakers debated a controversial amendment to the criminal code regarding abortion. The heated moment, which has captured national attention, involved Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, with Senator Adams Oshiomhole also raising a point of order during the exchange. The debate, which took place in plenary sessions streamed live by NASTV, focused on proposed provisions that would strengthen penalties for illegal abortion and regulate the responsibilities of health practitioners. The conversation quickly escalated when Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central under the PDP, attempted to address the chamber on the matter, urging that women's voices and perspectives be considered in the legislation. According to parliamentary observers, Senate President Akpabio ruled her intervention out of order, citing standing procedural rules. At that point, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, representing Edo North for the APC, rose to raise a point of order in support of the procedural decision. The back-and-forth, though brief, was described by on-site reporters and social media coverage as a tense, high-profile exchange, a rare public moment highlighting the sometimes fiery interactions on the Senate floor. While the confrontation did not result in a dramatic vote or immediate legislative shift, it has prompted renewed discussion about the role of gender perspectives in lawmaking and the procedural mechanisms that govern who may speak during debates. Lawmakers from multiple parties have since weighed in, emphasizing the need to balance chamber decorum with open deliberation on sensitive topics. Civil society groups and women's rights advocates have also reacted. Some praised Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan for speaking out, while others underscored that adherence to parliamentary rules ensures orderly debate and prevents legislative chaos. According to the News Garda, when reached out to the offices of both senators for comment, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan emphasized the importance of inclusive legislative processes, stating that the issue of reproductive rights requires careful consideration of affected voices allegedly. Senator Oshiomhole reiterated that parliamentary procedure must be respected to maintain the integrity of the legislative process. As the Criminal Code amendment continues through the committee stages, all eyes remain on the Senate chamber. Observers say that this exchange, while procedural in nature, has highlighted the underlying tensions that often accompany debates on socially sensitive legislation. From the Senate floor to the streets, the conversation about abortion law in Nigeria continues to spark passionate debate, with lawmakers, civil society, and citizens closely watching every development. This has been John Boss reporting for DV Real News TV, bringing you breaking news: tragedy on the roads, inside the Niger State tanker explosion. In a harrowing incident that has sent shockwaves across Niger State, a petrol tanker overturned and exploded in Issa community along the Bida-Abadeji-Aragay Road on the afternoon of the 22nd of October, 2025. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has confirmed at least 39 fatalities and more than 60 individuals injured in the blaze allegedly. The tragedy has drawn national attention, highlighting recurring concerns over road safety, emergency response readiness, and public awareness in crisis situations. According to eyewitness accounts and preliminary reports, the tanker, carrying a full load of petrol, lost control as it navigated a bend along the busy Bida-Abadeji-Aragay route. The vehicle toppled, igniting its flammable contents and causing an immediate explosion that engulfed nearby vehicles, pedestrians, and structures. Eyewitnesses described the scene as chaotic, with thick black smoke and fire spreading rapidly. Local drivers recounted people rushing toward the wreckage, some attempting to collect leaking fuel, a common but extremely hazardous practice in Nigeria. NEMA reports that the explosion occurred around 3:45 p.m., coinciding with peak traffic hours, which contributed to the high casualty figures. Emergency responders faced significant challenges in reaching the site due to congestion, the intensity of the fire, and bystanders crowding the area. Officials later emphasized that swift and coordinated action prevented the casualty numbers from rising even higher. NEMA, under the leadership of Director General Zubaida Umar, promptly activated a specialized emergency response team to assist the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. The agency dispatched personnel trained in fire suppression, medical first aid, and casualty evacuation. Firefighters and paramedics worked tirelessly to contain the blaze, treat the injured on site, and transport victims to nearby medical facilities, including Essen Primary Health Center, Idris Private Hospital, and the Federal Medical Center in Bida. DG Umar stressed that rapid deployment of resources was critical. She said, "Our teams acted immediately upon receiving the alert. Our coordination with NEMA allowed for the safe evacuation of the injured and minimized further loss of life. We urge the public to exercise caution and refrain from approaching accident sites. One of the most alarming aspects of the incident involved individuals attempting to collect leaking fuel from the overturned tanker. NEMA issued a stern warning against such actions, describing them as reckless and life-threatening. Historically, similar incidents in Nigeria have demonstrated that civilians attempting to scoop fuel often end in additional injuries or fatalities. Local authorities reiterated the dangers, noting that petrol is highly volatile, and even minor sparks or friction can trigger explosions. Many victims in previous accidents were bystanders drawn to the wreckage, illustrating the urgent need for public awareness campaigns regarding fuel-related hazards. Among the confirmed casualties, there were men, women, and children, reflecting the indiscriminate nature of such tragedies. Families in nearby communities expressed profound grief, with many losing multiple loved ones in a single instant. Hospitals reported a surge in patients with severe burns, fractures, and smoke inhalation injuries. Medical personnel described the scene as overwhelming, highlighting the strain on local healthcare facilities. Community leaders called for immediate government assistance to support the affected families, including temporary shelters, financial aid, and counseling services. The emotional toll on the survivors and witnesses cannot be understated, with many experiencing trauma and shock from witnessing the catastrophic event firsthand. Preliminary investigations suggest that road conditions may have contributed to the tanker overturning. Experts cite potholes, poorly maintained surfaces, and inadequate signage along the Bida-Abadeji-Arage corridor as long-standing hazards for heavy vehicles. Drivers navigating these roads, particularly large tankers, face significant risks, especially during peak traffic periods. Civil society organizations have consistently called for government investment in road repair and maintenance, emphasizing that infrastructure deficiencies directly endanger lives. This latest tragedy underscores the urgent need for comprehensive road safety interventions and stricter enforcement of vehicle safety regulations. In addition to immediate rescue operations, NEMA is conducting a thorough investigation to determine the exact cause of the tanker overturning. Authorities are reviewing driver logs, vehicle maintenance records, and eyewitness testimonies to understand whether mechanical failure, driver error, or external factors played a role. NEMA and Niger State authorities have also launched public awareness campaigns to educate citizens about the dangers of fuel scooping and the importance of maintaining safe distances from accident sites. Emergency preparedness drills and coordination exercises between NEMA and NEMA, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and other agencies are being strengthened to improve response times and effectiveness. The Niger State tanker explosion has ignited a broader conversation about public safety, civic responsibility, and government accountability. Advocacy groups stress the need for better safety protocols, both in infrastructure management and public conduct at accident scenes. Calls for stricter penalties against those who engage in dangerous fuel scooping practices have been echoed across social media platforms and community forums. Local volunteers have also stepped in to assist in relief efforts, distributing food, water, and basic supplies to affected families. Many praised the courage and dedication of first responders, who risked their lives to contain the fire and save as many individuals as possible. Vanguard, the Cable, and ICIR Nigeria have provided extensive coverage of the incident, confirming casualty figures and highlighting NEMA's response. Reports have consistently stressed the importance of public adherence to safety protocols and the ongoing risk associated with civilian interference at accident sites. International observers have also monitored the event, noting the pattern of fuel-related accidents in Nigeria and calling for comprehensive public safety reforms. The incident has become a case study in emergency response coordination and community engagement during large-scale disasters. In the wake of the tragedy, policymakers are under pressure to implement preventive measures. Proposed initiatives include improved road maintenance and infrastructure investment along major highways, strict regulation and monitoring of fuel transportation vehicles, expanded public awareness campaigns targeting hazardous practices such as fuel scooping, enhanced coordination between federal and state emergency management agencies. Experts argue that while immediate response is critical, long-term prevention strategies are essential to reduce the frequency and severity of such disasters. Community leaders advocate for continuous education, robust law enforcement, and investment in infrastructure as key components of a sustainable safety strategy. The tanker explosion in Essa community is a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities faced by communities along Nigeria's busy highways. The loss of life and the scale of injuries underscore the need for coordinated emergency response, improved infrastructure, and public awareness. NEMA, under Director General Zubaida Umar, continues to lead rescue and recovery efforts, working closely with state authorities and emergency responders to provide relief to victims and affected families. The tragedy has sparked national dialogue on road safety, civic responsibility, and government accountability, highlighting both the fragility and resilience of communities in the face of disaster. As investigations continue and relief efforts expand, Niger State, and the nation at large, grapples with the painful lessons of this calamity. The collective hope is that through stronger infrastructure, better preparedness, and informed public conduct, future tragedies of this magnitude can be prevented. This has been John Boss reporting for DV Real News TV. Stay with us for ongoing coverage.